So today it's a special day for all of us. As we all know, we are celebrating the International Day of Yoga. So happy International Day of Yoga to all. The International Day of Yoga has been celebrated annually on 21st June since 2015 onwards. Yoga is a physical, mental, and spiritual practice which oriented in India. As this day is celebrated on June 21st across the world, the theme for this year is Be with Yoga, Be at Home, considering as a holistic approach and targeting the different systems of the body and mind. Yoga reviews the mind with confidence. Practicing assesses and pranayama regulates the purification of the internal organs. Since Yoga Day of this year is celebrated amid the pandemic, it is advisable for us to celebrate the Yoga Day indoors and by practicing the individual events. So once again, wish you all a very happy International Yoga Day. Now, it's time for the prayer section. Thank you. It was a wonderful prayer section for all of us for relaxing our stress and our feeling the mind with purity. So next, I welcome Bindu ma'am for the welcome speech. She's the senior faculty of National Child Development Council. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sudhima. A very good evening for all of you. Okay, it's my honor and privilege to welcome all of the people who gathered here in this International Day of Yoga. I'm very pleasurably saying that it is a good day for us, and in this beautiful evening, we are gathering here because we everyone know the importance of yoga in this pandemic. That is the reason this much of people are joining for this day in this webinar. So I am really inviting all of the people who gathered here. First of all, I am inviting our sir Vibhas sir, who is a leading person in this position, and he is the doctor and in naturopathy, and now at present he is working as the principal of Excel group of institutions. And very thankfully, I really inviting you, sir, in this webinar. Okay, next I would like to invite lecturer from Dr. Seth for this webinar. Welcome, Dr. Sefin Bovi. Okay, next I would like all of you gathered here from NCDC family also, some people are here and from outside also. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone for this webinar. And once again, I will welcome everyone. Thank you. And now I wish to share some thing about our organization. So I will introduce our organization. Yeah, the NCDC, National Child Development Council, is a self-governing national child welfare organization established to promote women and child welfare. Yeah, to promote molded child education on par with international standards and specifications recognized, protected, and National Child Council. NCDC is set 2001 2015 national organization working for child welfare and education in India 2004. NCDC is also a participant of the United Nations Global Compact, New York, USA. Okay, 1 second, I will share something. Yeah, this is our organization, National Child Development Council. Yeah, that is speciality of our organization. Now we are conducting the online classes and the continuous evaluations are going on here. fully free spoken English and free advanced yoga and meditation also we are providing in this course. As part of the course, also we are conducting this webinar today for yoga. And one more attractive thing is that we are conducting Baba Easy English, spoken English, that is fully free for the students. But one rapid spoken English also we are conducting from NCDC. And these are the various activities we are doing here in our organization, in our classes. The children are doing the Montessori practices we are giving. So they have to make many different craft items and things and there. So they are doing all the activities, and some of this only I am included here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now it's time for inviting Dr. Sifin Bobby, BNYS, Assistant Professor from Medical College of Excel Medical College for Naturopathy and Yoga for introducing the organization. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you once again. So a warm good evening to one and all present here. So today, as we are celebrating International Yoga Day through this virtual platform, I would like to thank NCDC for organizing such a great event in association with Excel Medical College for Naturopathy and Yoga. So I'm here to give a brief intro about our institution. So Excel Medical College for Naturopathy and Yoga is one of the latest ventures of Excel Group Institution, and it is one of the leading educational institution providing both medical and technical education in Namakkal district, Tamil Nadu. So speaking about naturopathy and yoga, that's our system. So it's a drugless system of medicine, and it has its own concept on health, disease, and also the treatment. And the main treatment modalities include yoga therapy, hydrotherapy, massage therapy, diet therapy, fasting, acupuncture, acupressure, etc. So attached to our college, there is a 100-bedded hospital which provide all naturopathy treatments. So thank you, NCDC, for this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So now it's time for introduction of the resource person. That is Dr. K. Vibhas, BNYS, MBA, HM, CNCC. So Dr. K. Vibhas is a graduate from the prestigious STM College of Naturopathy and Yogic Science, Dharmashastra, affiliated to Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Karnataka in the year 2004. He was further obtained his master's in hospital management from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. He serves the institution with passion in the field of naturopathy and yoga with his 60-year academic and clinical experience. He was the former assistant professor at ZG College, Calicut, and former professor at JSS Institute of Naturopathy and Yogic Science, Coimbatore. Presently, he is a member of the Board of Science, the Inspection Committee, and Expert Committee of the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. He has published a research paper on the awareness of yogic management of diabetics among the public and served as a research project evaluation expert of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science in Karnataka. He has also served the professional community of naturopathy doctors as its president and the secretary of Indian Naturopathy and Yoga Graduates Medical Association, Kerala chapter. So I welcome you, sir, to this occasion.
Yes, Vibhas, sir.
Please unmute, sir.
Sir, I have one request also. Our
Yes.
NCDC times, this week's NCDC times we already that formed. So the launching of that NCDC times also, I would like to do it now. So can you do it, sir? Now, shall I share it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this one is our NCDC time, sir. Okay, this
Okay.
Orion circle. these are the faculties coming under this circle. So we have around 50 faculties here. We divided the faculties into different circles. So this is our Oriya circle family members, and we have formed one that magazine Ncdc Times. In this Ncdc Times, we are including all the various activities we are conducting in our classes and all. Even though we are conducting the classes through online, where the students are getting lively classes from here, and they are very satisfied also here. These are their pictures. They already, that the drawings are from the students itself. The articles are mostly from the students. Yeah, this editorial from our zonal coordinator, and she is the evaluator of our faculties. Baba Alexander is the founder of this Ncdc programs. Baba is English and all. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very good. Good creativity. That's a newsletter which goes to the participants, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. Even now I have a confusion that if I start sharing my screen, my video may go. If it is so, no problem. Last without screen, we will talk. I'll just go through that slides also. Our time is still, madam, now it is 5:20 till 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. One hour we are conducting mostly 1 hour. 1 hour means 5 o'clock. Yeah.
I need not make them
6:20
bored.
up to 6:20 we can do it, sir.
Okay. So I'll talk first. Then, if anybody has any
Yes,
questions, they can ask. We can have an interaction. That will be
Yes.
better in the end. So. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave. Respected teachers and the students who are going to become teachers. Once Kabir Das said in his one doha, which was one famous, Guru Govind do khade kage lagum pai, Bilihari Guru apne Guru Govind diyo badai. If a teacher and God comes in front of you at the same time, who will you bow friend first? Who will you give salute, namaste first? That doha explains, Kabir explains that we have to salute the Guru first, because Guru is the one who teaches, who is the God. So Guru is the way towards that knowledge, God, or the whatever name we say, whatever concept we say about God, that is ultimately the reality knowledge which is saying within each one of us, and reaching towards that. And as usual, the most difficult thing is to handle the smallest kids as teacher. So it's so easy to teach for a college students. Even half of them we can neglect because of their own naughty things. But Here, our responsibility is much more as a primary level, basic level teachers, which is molding the habits, not only the character. To reach character, first molding the habits of each kid is important, and that may be the response. As far as I understand, that will be the responsibility on each one of you as a guru from the beginning of each kid who are going to stand in front of you or sit in front of you. So in that path, I wish a very good success to all of you throughout your life. At the outset, let me thank Ncdc organization and all our dear team of organizers for today of this International Yoga Day celebration. I also thank my faculty, Dr. Bobby, for coordinating this and inviting me through the organizers to this program. So hope all of you would have understood why this is today is International Yoga Day. It is the importance is usually we celebrate the days because of somebody's birthdays and this that. So many, usually it will be related to individuals, but Yoga Day is not related to individuals. It is just because this is the longest day of the year, which is an auspicious day when the sun moves from one part, that is northern hemisphere, northern sphere, to the southern sphere. We say it is from Uttarayana to Dakshinayana. So Uttara is north, Dakshina is south. So from northern side to southern side, the sun starts moving from today. So this is a special auspicious day as far as the solar system is concerned, and that's why Yoga Day is celebrated on this auspicious day of June 21st every year. So and who all practice, who all celebrate this, who all observe this day? More than 200 countries of the world, not just in India. Indians, thousands of organizations, thousands of establishments, different institutes, colleges, government organizations, everywhere, everybody celebrates Yoga Day. Not just because it is India's the present government says, or the present politics says, or the one prime minister said about it, or he practiced yoga. Nothing like that. Why yoga is accepted universally is just because of its scientific validations through modern researchers. Everywhere, like you go to a doctor, allopathy doctor, he will say, around 10 years back, they would have said, no need of yoga. Don't go for all those things. You may injure yourself. You may damage yourself. All those are only yogis concepts, etc. But now you go to any specialty doctor, not only just orthopedicians for a back pain or a knee joint pain. You go to a diabetologist, a cardiologist, a liver specialist, enterology specialty area, even with colon problems or liver problems, or a nephrologist for a renal problem, whatever disease it may be, your doctor will not object you from practicing yoga because yoga is accepted that scientifically and medically. There are thousands and lakhs of research papers actually which describes about the importance of therapeutic benefits of yoga. So that is why yoga as a therapy system, it is developed, and years together, last 50 years, this naturopathy and yoga system clubbed together as a medical system from Hyderabad Osmania University to presently around 55 medical colleges, which offers BNYS degree in India, Bachelor of Naturopathy and Yogic Science, as a 5.5-year medical course in India. So I'll just try sharing this to go to our topic. And if slides are not comfortable, I will just talk as it is also. You can just say me. let us go through this. These slides are for different purpose actually. So I will just explain the content according to uh, your this one. So this year's yoga theme, the yoga day theme is be with yoga and be at home. Actually, what do we require to practice yoga? We need just a yoga mat of 6 feet of our body length and around 2.5 feet width, 6 feet length and 2.5 feet width, uh, width space actually. So it can be practiced at our own home, but with a well ventilated, good, uh, well lighted, and with fresh air. So that is the primary requisite for any yoga practice, which can be done at home itself. And through this very hard time of human beings of Corona, it's all we are held up tightly. Actually, on these type of days, even my own brain is completely saturated today because this is almost my first, third, fourth talk today, and I was online since morning 6 o'clock onwards, continuously, except in between some half an hour break for 2 sessions. That's all. So that's what even my fate today. So being at home and celebrating this is, but just should not be for only today. It should be for every day, not for such a long time. We need yoga practice only for just 20 to 30 minutes per day if we can spend throughout our life. At least 4 or 5 days per week will make us very healthy, and healthy body will give us a very healthy body and mind. So that is why we have kept chosen a topic about immunity. How do we prevent ourselves? How do we strengthen our own body and mind against diseases? So immunity is basically, as we all know, it is our own mechanism to protect, to prevent the infectious agents which is entering and multiplying in our own body, which is a preventive ability of the human body. There may be few physiology explaining slides here, but I'm not going to go deeper of it. What we generally need to understand is our body immunity is of two types. One is which we get by birth, which is innate immunity or natural immunity. And after birth, how do we acquire? How do we, the acquired immunities? So by birth itself, by our genetical, this one, by parents' habits, parents' food habits, mothers, while after consuming or after conceiving, mother's diet and other things, everything will influence in our innate immunity. And even our region, that is what race, racial, or the species, etc. shows. Anyway, we did not go in depth to that. Same way, acquired immunity. How do we get acquired immunity? So let us take a moment here, because this is a basic knowledge which is required at present in our normal life, right? About immunity, as we all talk about increasing our immunity. Can we increase immunity is a different question, which is a bit difficult. Immunity cannot be increased in 1 day or 2 day. Maybe it takes months together or years together to develop proper immunity, and it depends on our own previous habits from birth, in our adolescent age, school ages, and college ages, and after that, how do we take our lifestyle forward is what important. So that that is why it's of two types: active and passive immunity. The natural immunity, which is developed against an infection. When one infectious agent, whether it is a virus, bacteria, fungus, anything, whichever is entering in our body, we will produce antibodies against it. That's all. Same way, if some vaccination, through vaccination also, the disease causing agents are injected inside our body and we produce antibodies against that. So we get immunity power. That's a basic, simple physiological changes which is happening inside our body when one infection goes inside. We will connect all these things to yoga. We'll come to that. It's only 1 or 2 slides. Same way, the antibodies received from the mother, as you all are going to deal with parenting in the early ages. You are going to guide the parents in the early ages of their parenting life as teachers for kids. So, of course, the importance to the breast milk and artificial, like even from some medicines, we may get immunity, which is passively, which is automatically happening to our body. But here at this point, I would like to emphasize the real immunity development is based on only on exposure to the natural environment. What is that? Exposure to our own natural environment of fresh air and water and even mud and sunlight. So even in foreign countries nowadays, having a habit of leaving the kids to the park to play compulsorily with interaction with the mud. They should plant, they should, through using the hand, they should involve with the mud, basically through their hand. Why? Because hand and body should get direct in touch with mud. The simple way to do it is basically some basic agriculture, some growing some vegetables inside our own house or different pots, and make our kids to play with that. Gardening work, it can be a vegetable and fruit garden, so that we will have good food without fertilizers. So that is the first step which we should teach to kids and parents, to be in tune with the natural life, or tuning the life in tune with the nature's laws. So anyway, just one more slide before going to the yoga topic. We should be confident enough and we should not be afraid of the viruses. He said the fear of disease and fear of death is the most dangerous subject in the present corona situation. Why so many people die in a hospital atmosphere after entering to the hospital, after seeing so many COVID patients at a time, and 1 or 2 dying every day, others get panic. And when they get such newses to their ear and brain, they will automatically get in panic, and that fear creates the problem. We should let us be confident of our own mechanism, starting from our skin to the nasal mucosa, to the throat and nasal respiratory pipe. Everywhere there are mechanisms to prevent these antigens and disease causing agents, so that immunity is within ourselves. But we are spoiling it with the wrong dietary habits and wrong routines of daily life. Same way, the cellular mechanism and the chemicals, all what WBCs you might have heard somewhere, sometime, like white blood cells, T lymphocytes, etc. All these are helping us to prevent the disease. So let us not think about the science behind it. Let us think about the confidence that creates. Each human body is potentially capable of preventing diseases. How is the question, which we will take up a little later. So let me just introduce what is naturopathy and yoga. Basically, naturopathy believes in the healing power of nature. Body heals itself. Every human body is having a power to purify itself, and through that purificatory technique, it will maintain its own health. That is the basic concept. I'm not going into the details of that. And same way, remove the root cause, find out the root cause of the disease, because most of the modern uh, uh, medical system is not observing, they are just superficially treating the symptoms and leaving it, so that after few months it will come again. Even if it is a simple cold, okay, just suppressing the cold and fever by paracetamol or any other drug will not cause the complete cure for the body. And later on, so we say it as suppression of acute disease. Anyway, whatever it is, all traditional systems, traditional healing systems of the world, whether it is Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, Naturopathy, Yoga, whatever it is, they will address the root cause of the disease. And of course, doing no harm to the body of the patient, and teach the patient regarding better lifestyle, what is good diet, how to prevent the diseases, and how to manage the diseases once it arises. So teaching is the most important job of a doctor too. And of course, do not treat as a part and parcel. How we should handle a patient? Understanding a patient as a whole. Same way, if when you are teachers, I should say to you that you should understand the parent as a whole to understand the kid. So if you should understand the kid and his psychology, his habits, his character, sometimes he may be aggressive and hyperactive, sometimes a student will be depressed, sometimes they will have cognitory irregularities, uh, developmental irregularities, etc., etc., where we should go to the root cause and understand the whole personality, and even understanding about this their family. So the same principle we take it as in naturopathy and yoga as a medical doctor also. And of course, prevention is better than cure, as we all know. So we give much more importance to the prevention also. Same way, yoga is a universal practice irrespective of any religion and region, without any barrier of politics, bureaucrats, anything. Everybody can practice yoga. That is the acceptance of yoga. And that is, anyway, I'm not going into the details of that. So let us come to the topic. Since it is yoga day, it's one of the best way to discuss and get aware of yoga. What is real yoga is. Yoga everywhere we are hearing, but what is the real yoga? Yoga is only one type, not to be divided into different names of schools. If we go to abroad, there will be so many names. Are you practicing Vinyasa Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Bikram Yoga, this, that yoga? They will ask how many questions. Even when foreigners come here, okay, it is very difficult to answer them, because they have a misinterpretation inside the mind that, oh, that particular yoga is good. Nothing. Yoga is only one, and all others are derived for their own benefits of some yoga gurus. I'm not saying yoga gurus are bad or different schools of yoga are bad. They are doing wonderful service to the society by creating awareness and everything. But basically, the aim of yoga is to, we say as classical definition, it is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Basically, stopping our thought waves. Why do we get stressed? Because we have so many thoughts coming into our mind, right? Unwantedly, without any control, we are having so many thoughts towards our mind. What to do? Reduce the number of thoughts, reduce the unwanted thoughts coming into the mind. Nirodha of mental thought waves, chitta vritti, is basically yoga defined by Maharshi Patanjali. And what are the ways for that? Because while talking about yoga, we should know what is the real yoga and what are the real types of yoga, etc. So just giving some introduction, so that wherever you hear these terms, you will be able to recognize that. Swami Vivekananda divided this concept of whole yoga into Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga through his talks, like in America and Europe, wherever he did before 1900. starting from that famous Chicago speech. So here in each point we have something to learn practically in our own daily life. What is to be learned? Karma Yoga teaches us one simple principle. Whatever we are doing, let us do it without desiring for the fruit. How is that? When we go behind the desires, we get more and more stress to achieve that goal. Instead, just think that, okay, let me work for my goal and don't worry about the result. Easy to say, difficult to practice. But if you are able to practice, you are certainly going to be stress free. That is the basis of Karma Yoga. I'm not going to explain further. Hope you are able to follow. Same way, the principle of Bhakti Yoga is whichever God you believe, surrender to that God completely. And it is not that, oh, everything God will do. Bhakti, the spiritual practice of bhakti, is a complete resignation, dedication towards God. Whatever we do, dedicate it to Him. We are a channel for passing the divine energy to whatever we do. Are we making a food in the kitchen? Yes, it is a divine process which is through the with an attitude. If we do it, that karma, that action, with an attitude of serving the God, which is in every family member, right? So that will become Bhakti Yoga. So same way, Raja Yoga is a process of mental evolution that is having a typical process called Ashtanga Yoga. I'll come to that. And Jnana Yoga is the knowledge, real thought of ourselves, real knowledge of ourselves. Through this process of practicing yoga, common normal yoga practices like asanas or pranayama or bandhas, mudras, etc., meditation. So it will lead us to this stage, these various different types of yoga. Even bhakti will increase, even jnana will increase, the knowledge will increase, and even our mental control will increase. For that purpose, in yoga, we have a tool which is called as Ashtanga Yoga. Why I am saying is this: every element of yoga teaches us to be calm and quiet inside our own. We as Dr. Sefin told, we have a tagline for our hospital, which is healing from within. Where actually the healing should happen, if we have a diabetes or a BP, hypertension, or a back pain or a knee joint pain, are we going to treat only the pancreas for diabetes, or only the heart for hypertension, or only a knee joint there itself? Then does it going to cure? Absolutely no. It may give some relief at that time, but it is not a permanent cure. If it has to be a permanent cure, we have to treat the whole person, not only the physical level, even to the mental level. That is what the importance of yoga. So yoga gives physical and mental uh, healing if we practice it, adopt it as our own lifestyle. Adopting yoga as our own lifestyle is a bit difficult, okay? Daily practice. So for that, we may have to go to some yoga teachers or yoga centers, learn few days, 10 days, 1 month, then start doing ourselves. Again, we may withdraw at some time, go back again, start doing again. So like this, 1 or 2, 3 years, because in between so many withdrawals will be there, as we all know. Even we are not perfect, or we are not so regular in yoga sadhana. So coming to this Ashtanga Yoga, I'll just introduce and leave it. It is called as 8 steps of yoga, which is yamas, niyamas, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. As teachers, we should know, myself also a teacher, and you are also a teacher. So just for a fun, I used to say, like, one side we will have stethoscope over our head as doctor, And at the same time, being medical college teachers, we should have choppies also to write. So though everything is changed to online now, even consultation is online, teaching is online. So teaching and treating both are online now. So but still, teaching is a divine profession. So what should we teach? Can we teach the importance of non-violence? Can we teach the importance of truthfulness? Can we teach the importance of being honest? So ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha are the yamas. Non-possessiveness, right? And niyamas, the cleanliness. Physical and mental cleanliness is one of the important one. Anyway, again, I cannot describe completely, but still, being truthful and being honest, being non-violent to others will give us confidence to confidence and will make us proud of ourselves. If we can put into any student, any kid from childhood, these three principles of life, they will be more better personality. Followed by, I'm not holding there. So how to practice asanas? Yoga, everyone knows, everyone would like to practice asana. What type of asana we should practice? We should go for, in a simple way, I say, everyone should be able to bend forward, able to bend backward, sideward, and twisting. 5 types of movements, right? Forward bending, for example, we will say in yoga as asanas, Padahastasana or Paschimottanasana, okay, Shashankasana. There are different forward bendings. There are some mic which is to be muted. Please note so that others will not get disturbance. So what I was saying is different types of movements of the body through basic yoga asanas. Forward bending like Padahastasana or Paschimottanasana. Backward bending like Artha Chakrasana or Ushtrasana. Sideward bending like Trigonasana or Arthagati Chakrasana. And twisting like Vakrasana or Artha Malsendrasana, etc. Usually we say a practice of 1 hour of yoga per day. Usually every yoga protocol will be designed for 1 hour. But need not be. Even 20 to 30 minutes of daily practice of yoga will give a sufficient exercise to the body. Each joint will be moved by that exercises, and not only just external muscles or joints, even internal organs will get sufficient benefits through improving the circulation, improving the nutrition to that organs, and even removing the cellular toxins towards the blood and outside. All these benefits will be gained by the practice of asanas. Same way, pranayama, practice of breathing techniques, different types of inhalation and exhalation. But in the end, I'll try to show you some simple tips for health in asanas and pranayama, whatever we practice. But before going that, pranayama is just controlling or regulating the breathing pattern. For that, there are so many techniques, which is called as Anuloma Viloma Pranayama, Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, Shidali Shitari Pranayama, etc. But nothing, just deep inhalation and deep exhalation. Slow and deep breathing in and very slow breath out will give you peace of mind. And automatically your nervous system will be coming down, through which our heart and cardiovascular system or the endocrine, different hormone secreting endocrine glands, etc. will come to a balance. So creating balance inside the body through asanas and pranayama is the key in practicing yoga. After that, the next few steps are little more higher aspect of yoga. Pratyahara is control over our own senses, and dharana is concentration on a particular point. Dhyana is meditation. Samadhi is the super absorption. So we are not going to the depth of that. Whatever I practically I said, basic practice of forward bending, backward bending, sideward and twisting asanas, followed by one or two regular pranayama practice is what is required in our daily life, with a little bit of shavasana relaxation and maybe some minutes of meditation. Another concept in yoga which we can learn today or understand today is these 5 types of koshas in a human body. In simple sentence, Annamaya kosha is made of our own food, which is our physical body. Pranamaya kosha, which involves our lungs, breath, and prana. Deeper to that, even the pranic energy which is flowing throughout our body is in Pranamaya kosha. Our mind is included in Manomaya kosha. Vijnanamaya kosha is our intellect, which is buddhi. So manas and buddhi, followed by the blissful body, Anandamaya kosha. So if we think of ourselves, if these are new terms for you, if you think of ourselves, we have all these 5 sheets in our body, like physical body, a pranic body, a mental, and higher to that intellectual, and after that a blissful body. So how yoga involved in this? The IAVT is actually integrated approach of yoga therapy. If we approach in terms of therapy to somebody, we like basic asanas are for good for our Annamaya kosha. Asanas, exercises, warm-up exercises called Sukshma Vyayama, etc. Pranamaya, breathing techniques and pranayama is for Pranamaya kosha. Our bhajans, prayers, meditation, etc. is for Manomaya kosha. And our knowledge or counseling, yogi counseling, is for Vijnanamaya kosha. And the bliss, happiness extracted out of selfless work, karma yoga, etc., which causes the blissful awareness, is Anandamaya kosha. So these are the interventions for this. We just added that so that even the concept of Ashtanga yoga and Panchakosha should be entered into some audience, whatever. Going to the science of yoga, as when we say immunity and all these things. So how does it helps us? There are so many points to talk with immunity, not going to these details of science, but even in our cellular level, yoga therapy can influence, or practice of regular yoga can influence our cellular level, and it will improve the thousands of chemical reactions which is happening in our cells. We know when we take a little bit of food inside, we will chew it and we will swallow it. It will reach to our stomach. There, some digestive process is happening, and through our intestine, when it passes, our nutrition is getting absorbed to the blood. From the blood, it will go to the liver. Through liver and liver-related circulation, it reaches to the other parts of the body, and all over the whole body it reaches. But unless and until this our basic digestion happens properly, none of the other organs will work properly. Right? Even a health of the heart, health of the lungs, health of the brain, health of the joints, everything is related to our digestive system. So where we should take care of our own body to improve our immunity is first in our own food. So as a tips, just few basic tips I would like to give it here. One is eat only when you are hungry. Are we eating if on proper hunger time? No, not only irregularity of timing, we are taking excess actually. With a middle class average family all over the world, you like to eat either so much or the junk foods or the unwanted energy which is going inside. We are not caring of our nutrition, basically the even micronutrients, not only the calcium, iron, etc., even manganese, zinc, copper, or different micronutrients we call. So as responsible teachers to the kids and parents, we should know a bit of nutrition and its importance in the body. And in our own family, we can take into practice. So eating only when hungry and eating moderately. Never we should encourage a kid to eat to his maximum capacity. Let him eat only what he wants. Never force him. If he is hungry, he will come and ask for food. Should be the basic principle in our families. And further to that, better nutrition by having lots of good vegetables, leafy vegetables, juices, soups, all this can be involved. In yoga, we say it as sattvic diet, where without lots of spices and so much of artificial masalas or colors, preservatives, everything should be avoided or reduced and should go for natural and easily digestible food. Then automatically our cellular health will be developing and body will develop better resistance power. Another one is the concept of inflammation. Basically, as we eat, like in Kerala and mostly Keralites wherever we are tend to eat more rice and more carbohydrate. Instead, if we are able to go for the anyway olden culture, it may not be possible, like going back to eating the roots more and reducing the rice, like seasonal. Even normally if jackfruit is there, always there will be preparations of jackfruit, but only in corona time now Keralites learned about giving importance to the jackfruit. But that's a part. Having or reducing the carbohydrate diet and improving fat and protein, good amount of fat or good fat and sufficient amount of protein is much more important to reduce the inflammatory response in the body. So there also I'm not going to further details. And these things also, yoga practices always help us to reduce the stress. There are so many cortisol and adrenaline or adrenaline type of hormones. Whenever we get anger, stress, automatically these hormones are pumped into our blood and that will create so much of problems. Same way, our psychoneurological imbalance will happen when we are stressed. Okay, so much level of stress, psychological, official, occupational stress, okay, and that will lead to simple acidity to gastritis to colon cancer, or when we are talking about different types of headache, stress headache, migraine headache, all those things, or even a simple diabetes will increase if we are stressed. At our own home, if husband and wife is having some jagada, okay, good fight, and next day if husband is going and checking the blood sugar, surely his sugar level would have been increased the very next day. So any stress, even asthma can be increased. So yoga, but medically by different thousands of research, it is proved that practice of simple yoga practice regularly for a definite duration will help us in reducing the stress levels. So basically, a yoga physician or a yoga doctor and naturopathy doctor like us will think not to the diseases, like pathogenesis of a disease. We always think about the positive aspect of the human body, that we will convince people that yes, you can change. There is nothing impossible. Everything is possible. Your body can come back to normal health. Your body can come back to perfect health. Salutogenesis is the new gen word actually, which shows about the positive factors which influence our good physical and mental health. Not about diseases. What are the factors which are good for health? And here, as since our topic is for, we have selected is for community. So immunity, community, and unity. Why or how yoga is adaptable everywhere? Today, almost all the countries, like not only just in Indian embassies. Usually, if it is physical practices, if it is Gulf countries, everywhere, in every park, yoga practice used to be there. Go to European countries, some of our doctors and we used to go for yoga day and all 1 month before. Our government of India and Ministry of Ayush used to depute them to foreign countries. People go to Holland, New Zealand, or Germany as our cultural ambassadors, and they teach yoga there. So, where yoga is adaptable to every religion and region of the world. When we think in another aspect, a yoga doctor or a yoga therapist is required in every medical system, whether it is allopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, everywhere service of a yoga therapist can be involved. So every medical system accepts nowadays, and for all diseases, yoga is applicable. Do you have a common cold? Yes, yoga we can give something like cleansing the nose through Jalanedi, Shakriyas, cleansing practices. Okay, so whether it is cancer, there are so many researches how yoga helps in different levels of different grades of cancer, and of course all class of people, whether it is politicians, bureaucrats, rich or poor, likewise all walks of life, people in all walks of life, uh, yoga will be beneficial. That is why yoga can bring a unity among the community. Even today, what a vast different type of people embraced yoga today. uh, TV channels, radio channels, everywhere yoga, yoga, yoga. Yes, even in newspapers, everywhere different types of yoga. Today I have seen um, one youngster with lots of tattoo all over the body, and he was shown as a model in a newspaper report today. There is nothing related to his culture actually and his yoga. I don't think he understood the basic philosophy of yoga itself. But he know little advanced asanas to practice. With a little advanced asana, he is projected in the newspaper. Absolutely, that is not the way. Instead, yoga practice should be for a simple basic health benefit and for our mental benefit. Then it's higher level of spiritual benefits. So that is what is importance of yoga. And unity. It brings unity among all human beings. Usually we are destroying human beings. How do we destroy? We destroy ourselves by wrong food habits, by lack of exercise, by stressful thoughts, by all kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, malsarya. The six enemies of ours, we say. Okay. By all these things, not only by this, destroying our own environment by polluting the water, polluting the environment, destroying the hills, destroying the forest, all these. Does a human mind will change by practicing yoga? Of course, if he is a regular practitioner of yoga, he is going to change automatically without his knowledge from the negative behavior, whatever it is, to a positive behavior. And finally, he will get a mentally, emotionally, spiritually healthy way. So within himself, he is attaining a unity, and that will spread to others within his own family members and his own society members. And automatically, yoga brings everyone. That is why yoga, the word term itself is coming from word meaning huge, which is to join. So, and not only that, yoga gives a wonderful freedom. It says yatha abhimada jnanadva, which is if you do you want to meditate, do you want to concentrate on a particular point, what topic on which, what subject, what point, what symbol you will choose. You can choose anyone, is what Maharshi Patanjali said. But take one point, ekatattva, to overcome our obstacles of the mind, and by practicing concentration and meditation on that particular ekatattva, whichever you like, is the way forward according to Maharshi Patanjali. That's an ultimate freedom. That is why any, whether we are a Christian or we are a Muslim or we are a Parsi, we are Sikh, we are Hindus, whatever, we will have this Abhimada Dhyana freedom to practice focus of the mind. And that is what ultimate yoga, which I said first, Chittavritti Nirodha. But within that, asana practice and pranayama practice and meditation or relaxation techniques, all these are required, along with moderate diet and taking care of our daily routines from morning getting up to early sleep in the night. Even good amount of sleep is a must to have a healthy body and mind. So I hope I can conclude here. So I wish everyone a happy and healthy life ahead, and wish you all a very happy yoga day. And it is not, should not be just for today. Learn all these things, hear all these things, try to practice at least few tips from today throughout the life. Thank you once again. And let us have some discussions. I will stop these slides here.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful section for all of us. So if you have any doubts, you can ask now. It's an interactive section.
Yes, come on. Anyone can come and ask questions.
Yes, our doctor is ready to answer for your questions and all. So anyone, if you have any doubt, you can ask.
If no more doubts, we can conclude our class.
Was it useful actually? Whether I have
Yes,
diverted?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's really useful, sir.
If you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, it's time to wind up.
It's going on Facebook Live. So many people are watching there also.
Oh, very good, very good. Actually, with general topic, we take care like this. We might be having a little bit of nutrition and our own. Dr. Sefin Bobby is an expert in that. After doing her DNYS, she did completed MSc Nutrition.
Yes, sir. She already conducted. We already conducted one class by her last year about nutrition.
Yeah, very good. Because all these mostly simple things in life makes us better human beings. Not that we need, no, we should do so big things.
Yes, sir.
And as we grow, we should know how to become simple and egoless. The most dangerous word is actually ego, 3 letters.
Go.
If it is not there, we will become simple and humble.
Yes, sir.
So I think let us conclude. Thank you for all for patient listening. We will be always there. Whoever you want, you can contact us. When maybe we can share our number and all here itself.
In the chat box, you can share, sir. Yes, please. You can note the number of Dr. Vibhas. It is in the chat box. If anybody need any help, yes.
Yes, so the doctor's number is in our chat box. So if you have any doubts, you can call and connect with the doctor and you can ask your doubts also. So now it's time for the winding up. Okay, so it's vote of thanks. Okay, so thank you, sir. It was a wonderful section regarding the yoga and the immune system, everything. So I hope you all have got some lots of ideas and informations regarding the health and all. So on behalf of NCDC and all the members, I thank you, sir, for coming here and giving your valuable time to us. So thank you so much, Dr. Gubas, sir. And next, thank you so much to our Bindu ma'am, the coordinator of today's program. Thank you so much, ma'am, on behalf of NCDC family and all who have present here to this event, who has made this event a wonderful, successful event. So thank you all of you on behalf of NCDC family. Thank you so much.